Okay. So, hey, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me. This is a bit of breaking news and sad news, man. It's crazy because, I'm feeling really emotional about this. So, I'm just coming back from the store late night, had to make a late night run to the store, and I heard that Spider-Man is officially no longer in the MCU, and there are no plans to make any deals to bring him into the MCU. Apparently, Sony could not hammer things out with Disney, and there's a no-go. And if I'm understanding it correctly, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, there were some issues with about the financing of the film, which is directly related to the profits that a film makes if it's successful. And I think that Sony wanted more of that pie, and I believe it was Disney or Feige and those guys were like, no. So they walked away from the table, and that's all she wrote for Spider-Man as part of the MCU. Now, I want to make a couple of statements about this here because it is really sad to me. And I'm not really sure that Sony understands the impact of it, because some of the buzz is that, Spider-Man will be just fine. We will continue to make Spider-Man movies. There's still a lot of the same folks from the production team. So the Spider-Man movies, the quality, will be the same. And a lot of what happens with Spidey will be fine moving forward. And they're also kind of talking about them building their own kind of universe, so to speak, with Venom and, some of the other films coming out with Morbius and all that kind of good stuff with some of the other nemesis of Spider-Man, and he'll be engaged in some of those movies as well. Here's what they don't get. Oh my gosh, man, it's unbelievable. The value of Spider-Man is a standalone value, and I've loved a lot of the Spider-Man movies before he came into the MCU. I still think, Spider-Man 1 to me is still one of my favorite Spider-Man movies, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. So, yeah, he can be fine by himself. He can be fine as a standalone. Sony did fine before they connected with the MCU. But what they don't get is the value of Spider-Man connected to the MCU. And to have him gone as a character within the MCU, to have him not connected with some of the other heroes within the MCU is going to be a big blow to the MCU. Now, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination saying that the MCU is going to fail if Spidey's not in it. I mean, shoot, we had 20-something movies, right? Or 20, 19, something like that, movies, and he wasn't there. And they did just fine. But the popularity of that character and his connection with the other heroes in the MCU is a very, very popular thing. And to take that away, I think is a hit to the MCU. I think it really hurts the MCU, especially given the fact of how Spidey was placed in the MCU and how people wanted to see his character progress after the death of Iron Man and Tony Stark. We were looking forward to see more of Spidey's interaction, more of his growth and development as a hero, as he participated in his own standalone movies and the movies that he would be involved in with other parts of the MCU, especially as we think about the MCU expanding and bringing in more Marvel characters with X-Men and things like that. And to know that we're not going to have any Spider-Man interaction is heartbreaking. When we saw a lot of that interaction in the comic books, for those of us that are comic book fans, it's sad, man. When I heard it, I'm thinking man, my heart sunk. And from what I understand, there might not be, what is this? Oh, sorry, you guys, a message popping up on my screen. From what I understand, there is possibly future potential, but for right now, the doors are closed and there is no plan to reopen things and negotiate. Now, who knows what will happen there? Things in Hollywood tend to be fluid as it relates to that, and deals are to be made even when it seems like all hope is lost. So we still have that. But I couldn't wait. I was going to make this video in the morning because I'm going to head in the house and go to bed. And I was like, no, I got to put this out there for the community. What do you guys think about that? How do you feel about Spidey not being part of the MCU? Do you feel like it's going to be fine, or do you feel like it's going to be a blow to the MCU? Do you feel like the MCU is going to notice the loss of his presence? That's the question that I have. Oh man, it's sad. And honestly, I really don't think that whatever Sony does, even if Sony kind of develops their own universe, that it's going to have the same value or the same impact in terms of how much we enjoy Spider-Man films outside of the MCU. I just don't think that you can duplicate what Marvel has done with all of those characters being kind of under the same roof, so to speak. And I feel like Spidey is an essential character. Like I my buddy Tremaine said that I think in terms of best-selling comics, like Spider-Man comes in as like number 4, right? I think it's like Batman, Superman. It might be someone else. Tremaine, if you see this video, remind us in the comments who it is. But Spider-Man is like top 5. And when you take him out of the MCU, man, I feel like it's sad. It's heartbreaking to me. I just wanted to know what you guys thought about it. So let me know what you think, man, in the comments below. I really hope we can get some discussion going on about this because I'm saddened by it, man. I think this is a blow. So anyway, you guys, I just wanted to share that with you. Let me know what you think below, and I'm really interested to see the feedback that people give about this. All right, guys, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.